Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. After 27 years on the Supreme Court, today we learned that Justice Stephen Breyer, who's 83 years old, is retiring. Justice Breyer is one of the 3 remaining liberal justices in the 6-3 court. And I have to say, it's a huge announcement. You know, this morning when NBC News broke the story, it was that rare push alert on my phone that actually gave me kind of a sense of relief. Because usually when something pops up these days on my phone, it's like, oh God, what now? The Breyer announcement is still not official. In fact, the White House is expected to make the formal announcement about his retirement tomorrow. We expect the president and Breyer to appear together. For his part, today, Biden declined to weigh in until Breyer makes it official.
I'll just say one thing about Justice Breyer. Every justice has the right and opportunity to decide what he or she is going to do and announce it on their own. There has been no announcement from Justice Breyer. Let him make whatever statement he's going to make, and I'll be happy to talk about it later. Thank you so much.
We're going to start by asking Tom Linebarger to offer your thoughts, please, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. It's an honor to be
Want to go to the
here.
Supreme Court, Tom?
Right now, Justice Breyer is the oldest member of the court. He was nominated for the position by President Bill Clinton back in 1994. And in fact, the senator who chaired the Judiciary Committee at the time and ran that nomination was then Senator Joe Biden. Breyer was confirmed by an overwhelming vote of 87-9. I mean, it's basically impossible to imagine a Supreme Court justice now being confirmed by such a large margin with the way that the court has gone and judicial battles have gone. And so with this news, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senator Dick Durbin, who's the Judiciary Committee chair, both said they plan to move quickly to confirm whoever Biden picks because there is no time to waste. Now, there have been a lot of understandable angst in many Democratic circles about the possibility of history repeating itself, hence my relief this morning. Replacing Justice Breyer is something that people have very focused on since the moment Joe Biden was sworn in for a number of reasons, not the least of which is the traumatic experience of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who, of course, chose not to retire back when Barack Obama was president, particularly when Democrats had the Senate, despite being over 80 and a cancer survivor, and then passed away from pancreatic cancer in 2020, right before they had an election, allowing Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell to give the court its current extreme conservative majority. The Senate voted to confirm her replacement, Amy Coney Barrett, just 8 days before the election. They had a big party and a whole bunch of people got COVID. She followed Brett Kavanaugh, who was confirmed in 2018 despite accusations of sexual misconduct by multiple women, and Neil Gorsuch, who was confirmed back in 2017. Of course, the only reason Donald Trump got to nominate Neil Gorsuch was because when Justice Antonin Scalia died suddenly in February 2016, with almost a year left on Barack Obama's final term, then Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell took the absolutely unprecedented decision to block whoever President Barack Obama nominated, not even the nominee, just the nomination. In this case, they nominated Merrick Garland, and he didn't get a hearing. And they blocked him for an entire year in what had never happened before in the history of the Republic. And then, after they had taken that unprecedented step, one of the first things that McConnell does when he gets in power in 2017 is almost immediately abolish the filibuster for Supreme Court justices so that he could push through an extreme justice without the support of a supermajority. And McConnell is very clear on what his priorities are. He later said blocking that nomination was the most consequential thing he'd ever done. I would say facilitating Donald Trump's elections up there, too. That history puts what I'm about to play for you in context. Last summer, McConnell strongly implied that if Republicans retake the Senate in the midterms, something that's very possible, if not likely, probably, then that's maybe it for any Biden Supreme Court nominees.
If you were back as the Senate Republican leader, and I hope you are, and a Democrat retires at the end of 2023, and there are 18 months, that would be the Anthony Kennedy precedent. Would they get a fair shot at a hearing? Not a radical, but a normal mainstream liberal?
Well, we'd have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah. We should believe McConnell when he says this. Wait and see. Democrats should also feel good that at this moment, they do not have to worry about McConnell's threat. Melissa Murray is a professor of constitutional law at New York University Law School. She's clerked for Judge Sonia Sotomayor, who was then a judge on the U.S. Court of Appeals, the Second Circuit. Melissa's a co-host of the Strict Scrutiny podcast with Leah Littman, and full disclosure, my wife, Kate Shaw. And Brian Fallon is the executive director of the progressive judicial advocacy group Demand Justice, former aide to Senator Chuck Schumer, a former director of public affairs in the DOJ under President Obama. It's great to have you both. Melissa, let me start with you. Do you feel, I feel like the relief was palpable across many circles precisely because of the trauma of what happened with the last democratically nominated justice to exit the bench?
I think that's exactly right, Chris. I think lots of people have been watching Justice Breyer. Lots of people have been exhorting Justice Breyer to retire for some time now. But he's always claimed that he's not interested in doing so because to do so in this climate would be to appear quite political. And he was always at great pains to avoid that. But to some degree, that horse was already out of the barn. And ironically, what this potential nomination offers is something of a political gift to Joe Biden. He has an opportunity to name the first Black woman to the United States Supreme Court at a time when his administration is really being battered and bruised. So ironically enough, Stephen Breyer has managed to not be apolitical, but rather perhaps deliver the president the greatest political gift of all.
Yeah, that's a good point. The timing here is propitious in that regard. And one of the background stories that I think has not gotten a lot of attention, Brian, is just how successful the Biden administration and Senate Democrats have been in judicial confirmations. Biden's 42 first-year appointees are going to outnumber all but President Kennedy's, so it's already at a record-setting pace. And also, they have been very intentional about diversifying a federal bench that the last president was doing the opposite with. I mean, his nominees were sort of, I think, remarkably undiverse. And here you have 80% of Biden's confirmed nominees so far have been women. 65% of confirmed nominees have been people of color. There's been a lot of spade work, I know, put in on this on your part, Brian, and the White House. What does this set up for this big nomination?
This has been one of the untold success stories of the Biden administration. There's understandably been a lot of focus on the unfortunate derailment of the Build Back Better package and of course, significantly, the voting rights package a couple of weeks ago. But slowly but surely through year one, Biden was setting all kinds of historical markers, not just in terms of the sheer number of judges that they were confirming. You mentioned most since Kennedy, more appellate judges in the first year than Trump, but also setting a new sort of paradigm for the types of people that Democrats envision as judges. This process has historically taken place in back rooms. It's been happened to the benefit of politically connected people that tend to